Hello and welcome back to another recorded two-handed Marvel Champions gameplay. Today we are doing a member requested game from Guarismo, who asked to see Jubilee and Gambit go shopping in the collection of Collector 1. It's been a while since I played Collector 1, so let's see how it goes. I'm going to talk about the decks. If you don't care about the decks, you can hop directly to the gameplay using the timestamps below. And then the last change that we are, instead of the Menagerie Medley that the collectors recommended, we are running the Sentinel mod set from Mutant Genesis, I think. Yeah, Mutant Genesis. That sounds about right. And Standard 3, Expert 1 Collector. I am happy that we're not playing Collector True Solo. How about that? But we are running a Jubilee Aggression deck and a Gambit Protection deck. The Jubilee deck is a Sunfire, and I don't actually think there are a ton of attachments that go to the villain, but there are a lot of attachments that attach to our identity, like poison and stuff like that, that Sunfire can get rid of. If I don't have a attachment, I'm probably not utilizing Sunfire because allies are a trap, I think, in Collector 1 because of the collection. We got Psylocke, we got Magic. Magic is a way that we can get around some of the minions, because minions, once you defeat them, go in the collection. Magic shuffles them back into the deck. It's a way to kind of get around that. Gold Balls, because we want to do a little bit of a tempo. Hope Summers. Deadpool never dies. No collection. So there we are. We've got Multi-Talented, which are the 16, 17, and 18th cards of Jubilee's kit. 3 copies of Full Body Charge. 3 copies of Clobber. 3 copies of Press the Advantage. We are really going to be looking at a stun lock / full defense build here with Remy. So Press the Advantage, I assume that the collector will be at least stunned or confused many times. Yarnborn, X-Genes, Step Forward Cuckoos, Keep Up the Pressure, and doubles. Not a lot of side schemes because, again, the side schemes will go to the collection. But I think Keep Up the Pressure could be that final push that we need once we're ready to push Collector into that third stage and then finally defeat. The good thing that we have going for us is the Collector does not have a huge health pool. It's 14 per player on 2 and then 16 per player on 3. But it can get very, very dangerous with the collection. But now that we have two heroes, we have a cap of 10 in that collection, so it's a little bit easier to stomach. Remy over here, on the other hand, is running a protection build. The protection full defense. Jubilee's biggest weakness is her fragility. She is not a great hero that likes to survive a lot of big hits. Collector can throw some big hits at you. Jubilee with that 2 defense, 9 hit points, only 3 recovery. We want our teammate to help us shore that up. And since we don't really have chump blocking in this scenario, we have to figure out a way to do it. And Gambit's deck is a way to do that. We're running 1 ally in Gambit's deck, that's Iron Fist. Comes in with 2 Mystic counters, and it's a way to stun the collector. We've got Never Back Down, which is another way to stun. Expert Defense and Defiance are just ways that we can make sure that we are not going to be taking damage so that we can trigger all of our protection upgrades. Hard to ignore. I guess Armored Vest should be there. Electrostatic Armor, Unflappable, Flow Like Water, and then we got Energy Barriers here. The Energy Barriers, I don't think there will be much of a time where I will use that last charge on the Energy Barrier. Most of the things that we're adding into the deck that can be discarded after a certain use of charges, Energy Barriers, Night Nurse, Step Forward Cuckoos, that kind of stuff, we have the ability to not use that last counter so it doesn't go in the collection. I think we're going to do that. X-Jet, Moira, Mansion, Utopia, Mansion, and the doubles. So that is the Gambit deck. On turn 1, assuming that we still have it and the collector has not taken it away from us, I plan on using both of our activations. So both Gambit's activation to, and I could use his Thief Extraordinaire ability, but I think I want to use the Shopping Spree to get Jubilee's coat out. No, glasses out first. The glasses, the one that the attack one, because Jubilee's deck is filled with attack events, and so I want to be able to push damage as quickly as possible. And so I think what we're going to do turn 1 is have Remy exhaust, Then have Jubilee exhaust to clear that shopping spree so that we can get her sunglasses onto the table. We do have a lot of items in Remy's kit. Guild armor is really important. We have energy barriers, staff. So there are some items that we can go, but I think what we'll probably end up doing is we will clear the shopping spree and leave it in the collection. We have 10 cards. We're always going to get a player card out before we get a enemy card out, but if there's a better player card to grab rather than the shopping spree, I think we're just going to leave the shopping spree in the collection. Alrighty, we got the Grand Collection. Create the collection game area. It's going to be right about here. Put the top card of each player's deck face up into the collection. So we lost Molecular Acceleration. That's a little sad, especially for a turn 1 loss. We got 2 in the collection. We threat out at 10. Or 20, I should say, 10 per player. Starts out with 8 threat, which is insane. Choose to either exhaust your hero, or spend 2 resources of any type to discard 1 card from the collection to its owner's discard pile. Limit once per round per player. And then if there are at least 10 cards in the collection, or if this stage is completed, the players lose the game. I kind of forgot how much threat we start with here, which is kind of crazy. We're going to start with 8. We got Collector 1. When revealed in player order, each player must choose to either put the top card of their deck face up into the collection or take 3 damage. We're just going to take 3 damage. I don't want to deal with the collection. And I think our health is going to be a little bit easier to maintain than the collection. All right. And the other way that we can look at it, 3 health is an exhaust. Getting this out is an exhaust, or spending resources, which we do not want to be spending the resources early in the game. There's not a huge build card in here that we really need, but we would rather be spending those resources to build the game state. And we need a first player token. We're going to have Jubilee go first. We got Grand Finale, Hope Summers, Firecracker, Magic, Flash of Light, and Gold Balls. I do really like Gold Balls. Really like Flash of Light here. We do run the risk of pulling in a pulling out the shopping spree side scheme, which can be a little sad. But I'm okay mulliganing a little bit more. I think Gold Balls and Flash of Light, that's gonna be 4-7. We should be fine with being able to pay for all of that. We have 6 doubles in the deck. It is a little sad to get rid of Grand Finale. Gold Balls over the course of the game is going to give us 12. Grand Finale is going to do less, but Gold Balls is a little bit more flexible. So let's mulligan 4. There's the sunglasses. That's kind of interesting. There's Shopping Spree, dang it. X-Gene, and Plasmoid Energy. So we have a... it always stinks to draw that Shopping Spree. But maybe we'll give Gambit the Shopping Spree. Remy has got an Iron Fist. That's pretty cool to see. Creole Charmer. Ooh, and we can Creole Charmer the Shopping Spree, actually. So we can get both a Confuse and the item without needing to exhaust. So Creole Charmer is actually a huge pull for us here. Expert Defense we do not need. Gambit Staff is okay. Defiance we don't need. Never Back Down we don't need. And I was just going to keep drawing until I got 6 cards I wanted. That's not how this game works. Let's go there. We're going to go Energy. I do like that. Natural Agility. And a Never Back Down. There you go. The nice thing about Jubilee going first is that we can play the side scheme even though it's in our hand. I think what we're going to do is play the Sunglasses. We do have a Confused with the Creole Charmer, so we don't need the Flash of Light over there. We can go X-Gene if we wanted to. I think if we go Jubilee Sunglasses, we can play the X-Gene, and then we can use Jubilee and the X-Gene to play a Flash of Light. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. If you paid for this card using 2 different resources, we can Confuse the Collector. We do miss out on the confuse with the Creole Charmer. But if we don't need to play the Creole Charmer, let's use the Thief Extraordinaire ability. Trying to figure out how we want to do this. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So exhaust to look at the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. Discard one of those cards. Remove threat from a scheme equal to the boost icons on that card. 0 and 1. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Alrighty. Well, we'll go there. Okay. Then Evil Alliance stays on top. Okay. I think now we might as well get the coat. So we'll use Plasmoid Energy to play Jubilee's Sunglasses. That gives us a +1 attack. And then after we play an attack event, we can exhaust Jubilee's Sunglasses, choose an enemy, and deal 1 damage to that enemy for each different resource type used to pay for that event. Oh, but if we do that, then we don't have the resources to play Flash of Light. Ah, I messed up. Bummer. Because we need to exhaust Jubilee. We could just pitch X Gene to throw Flash of Light onto the table. I don't love that because there are extra caught-off guards in the collector's deck. And so if we do that, X Gene is just a lot easier to forget than like a Sunglasses. Maybe just leave Shopping Spree. We may leave Shopping Spree, and we may actually have Remy stay in Alter Ego. And we can confuse with Iron Fist. Flash of Light can confuse there. Yep, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. So we got Gold Balls to play X Gene. We will flip up to Hero Form. We will exhaust to play Flash of Light. We'll remove 3 threat from the main scheme and confuse the collector. So we use 2 different enemies, or 2 different things, and then we don't get to do anything here. Remy, we are going to use... Yeah, we're going to use Creole Charmer, Natural Agility, and an Energy to play a Iron Fist. Iron Fist comes in with 2 counters, and we can... when Iron Fist attacks an enemy, remove a counter from him, stun the enemy, and deal 1 damage to it. Then we're going to use a Never Back Down to play a Gambit Staff. And just like that, we should be good. Let's go ahead and use this. So we're going to deal 1 damage and then 2 damage from the attack, removing a token to stun the collector. Okay, we'll stand up. Jubilee has got a Plasmoid Energy, Yarnborn, Step 4 Cuckoos, Full Body Charge, and a Multi-Talented. I do like the Multi-Talented here. Then we've got for Remy a Royal Flush, Charge Card, Guild Armor, Creole Charmer, Energy Barrier, and a Natural Agility. Not a lot of build stuff for... I guess we have the Guild Armor, which is nice. Let's go ahead and start by adding 2 threat to the main. Collector is going to be stunned, then confused. Oh, which means that we get Evil Alliance. Oh, I should have thought about that. Okay, 3 pursuit counters. Did not think about that, but there we are. So 3 pursuit counters there. That was Jubilee's, and then Gambit's is going to be Relentless Robots. Each player engaged with a Sentinel minion cannot thwart this scheme. It comes with 6, and that's a hazard. So we have a new threat to take care of. This passes to Gambit. So I think what we're going to do here is we have another stun with Iron Fist. I think we're going to go Creole Charmer. We may call on an action to do a Multi-Talented. That can push a lot of damage there. We're removing 2 threats from Relentless Robots, taking it down to 4. Remy can... I don't think... Yeah, we don't need to touch Shopping Spree right now. So we're going to call on an action Or actually, no, it's Remy's turn. So we're gonna Thief Extraordinaire, Relentless Robots. We got 2 and 2. One of these will be our encounter card. Highest cost card in your hand face up into the collection. Discard the highest cost card from your hand. Then place threat on the main scheme equal to its printed cost. Probably that one, because I don't want to. The obligation is going to go into the collection. I don't want to deal with that. Okay. So there's Remy. Now we're going to call on the action to go Plasmoid Energy and trying to figure out if I can get step 4 Cuckoos. I cannot. Let's just go step 4 Cuckoos to play a multi-talented. So if you paid for this event using at least 1 fist, deal 2 damage to an enemy. A mental, remove 2 threat from a scheme. And a lightning, heal 2 threat from your identity. And then we're going to exhaust the sunglasses. We paid for 3 different, so we got 3 here. Excellent. Love that. It's going to go back to Gambit's turn, where we are going to play Creole Charmer. I'm going to use a Natural Agility and a Royal Flush to play Creole Charmer. Remove 3 threats from a scheme. If it removes the last threat from the scheme, confuse the villain. So there goes that. Relentless Robots does go into the collection. I think this scenario gets so much better if you play it where he does not collect his own stuff. Well, yeah, okay. And then Confuse Collector. We're going to flip up to Gambit. Let's go ahead and use our ability to get a charge counter. We'll go ahead and use Iron Fist to throw 3 damage and stun the collector. Just like that. I think we go Guild Armor here. Let's go Energy Barrier to play Gambit's Guild Armor. After we defend against an attack and take no damage, we can exhaust the Guild Armor to ready Gambit. And that's going to be it for Gambit. Jubilee. We're going to go ahead and use a full body charge to play a Yarnborn. We are going to flip down, exhaust to remove here, and then go get our coat. So this is the +1 thwart. After you play a thwart event, you can exhaust the coat, choose a scheme, remove 1 threat from that scheme equal to the number of different resource types you used to pay for it. Alrighty, let's stand up. We're going to hang on to charged card. Yeah. X Mansion, Electrostatic Armor, Hard to Ignore, and a Moira. 2, 4, 5. Alrighty. And then Jubilee's got 6 cards. We got a Plasmoid Energy, Full Body Charge, Flash of Light, Sunfire, Firecracker, and a Psylocke. Excellent. I'm going to add 2 threat, taking us up to 9 stunned and confused against both of us. I'm going to pass out encounter cards. We can choose to either put the highest cards from your hand face up into the collection or discard the highest cost card from your hand, place threat on the main scheme equal to its printed cost. I think we're going to toss charge card and throw 2 here. So we go up to 11. Jubilee's card is Nowhere is Safe. Place 1 pursuit counter here. Then if it has any counters on it, discard an upgrade or support you control. We'll throw Yarnborn into the collection. We're halfway there. Okay. This passes to Jubilee. And we're off. We're off to the races, team. I don't have another physical in my hand, so I can't full body charge for 4 different resources. I was hoping I could. I can full body charge. Go Flash of Light. I think I'd rather confuse an enemy than there we go. Oh wait, I can X-Gene for one of these. Is there something I want to hang on to? I'm gonna hang on to Firecracker. So we have, I forgot that costs 4. So that's an exhaust. No, we have to use, nope. We can go X-Gene, full body charge. We got everything going for us there. Okay. Let me get my +1 thwart. So we're gonna flip up to Jubilee. Let's go Plasmoid Energy, Sunfire, exhaust Jubilee for a full body charge. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3 different. We're dealing 8 damage to an enemy. So we're at 17. We're gonna go down to 9. Which is pretty awesome. Go down to 9. We will exhaust the sunglasses. We use 3 different. So we're gonna go down to 6. Okay. Then we have got a X-Gene and a Psylocke to play Flash of Light to remove 3 threats here, taking us down to 8. Then exhausting the coat to remove 2 more, taking us down to 6. Since we did pay with 2 different resources, we get to confuse the collector. I don't think we're going to actually flip down this round with Gambit, but we do have the floating confuse now, so that's nice. We're going to hang on to the Firecracker because I like stuns. And for our team over here, for Gambit, let's go ahead and get our extra charge counter. We're going to go ahead and throw a Hard to Ignore and a Electrostatic Armor onto the table. Iron Fist is not going to do anything. We're going to go ahead and exhaust Gambit to remove a, I think, Molecular Acceleration. And this is down to 4 now. We have Iron Fist that can block. No, we're gonna stay up. I think we're gonna have Iron Fist block. I potentially should have. No, I like using the code. I was gonna say I maybe should have used Firecracker there to stun the collector, but I think we're gonna be fine. Okay. So Jubilee's got Firecracker, Energy, Press the Advantage, Multi-Talented, and a Clobber. Gambit has got a Rogue, nice. Royal Flush, excellent. Energy Barrier, Armored Vest, and a Strength. We're going to go up to 8. Collector is going to attack Jubilee. We have a multi-talented. He's only attacking for 2. Let's just take it. It's going to be 2, 3 total damage. We're down to 5. That's fine. Collector is going to attack Gambit. A couple of things are going to happen. We're going to Gambit Staff to deal a damage. Then we are going to check to see if we have anything. We do not. But we will go ahead and defend for 3. It's going to be 2 plus 2. No, we take a damage. So we take 1 damage. But then we deal 1 damage back from the Electrostatic Armor. I was really hoping to ready there. That would have been nice. Encounter cards. Jubilee has got a Sentinel Mark 6 with Quick Strike. Uh-oh. We have got a multi-talented. We can clobber, pop that back into our hand, and then use it to play multi-talented. Multi-talented can take it out, so we don't need Jubilee's activation, so we will defend against the Quick Strike. Gambit has got a Philosopher's Stone. The player defeated the scheme may draw 2 cards. It's going to come in with 7. Probably going to ignore it. The Amplify token does kind of hurt, but this is our loss condition, right? So let's pass over to Gambit. We'll go ahead and get a counter. An energy barrier, a royal flush, or a rogue. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go strength for a energy barrier. We've got a royal flush to play rogue, reducing your cost by 3. She does have toughness. So when we flip to collector 3, we're going to have to place 2 cards under here and take a damage, I believe. Oh, place threat on the main. So we're probably not pushing right now. I think we'll stay in hero form just because I'd rather Jubilee flip down because Gambit is starting to get built for taking some hits. We will stun the collector though, so we should be fine actually. We're not actually stunning the collector. We're going to not do that. So excellent. So we could push collector. Collector goes to a 3/3 or 4/3. Oh geez, yeah. Let's not push collector. We'll start Jubilee's turn with a energy to play a clobber. We'll deal 3 damage to the Mark 5. And it's the first card we played, so it's going to pop back to our hand. Then we are going to use a clobber, press the advantage, and a firecracker to play a multi-talented, hitting all 3 of ours. So that's going to be deal 2 damage to an enemy. We're going to target the collector for that, down to 2. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Take us down to 6. And then heal 2 damage from our identity, which is going to take us up to 7. We'll exhaust the coat to remove 3 threats, taking us down to 3. And then we will exhaust the sunglasses to deal 3 damage to the sentinel, putting him back in the collection. Okay. We will flip down to Jubilation Lee. Not Jubilee. It's Jubilation Lee. So there's a difference. We have an armored vest. I think honestly we're gonna pass. I think we're actually looking at wanting to push this a little bit harder right now and potentially just push to the end game, right? So he's gonna come in with 36 health. A royal flush is 9 of that. Jubilee, if we can draw into our keep up the pressure, we're looking pretty good. So I don't think we're actually gonna need the armored vest. We have energy barrier. Yeah, let's just toss the armored vest. Let's stand up. Gambit has got a Utopia, Mansion, Night Nurse, Unflappable, and a charge card. Jubilee gets a full body charge. There's the keep up the pressure. That's really interesting here. A strength, firecracker, press the advantage, and a multi-talented. Seeing the keep up the pressure, if we can get rid of 4 threat, which we can with multi-talented, we will be first player. We can push a lot of damage. So let's keep that in mind. thinking that maybe the collection is not as important to maintain because we potentially have lethal here depending on how this goes. We're going to go 2 threat here on the main. We're going to be attacking Gambit. We'll block. So when an enemy attacks, we're going to deal 1 damage to the enemy. We are going to defend for 3. And he's attacking for 2. After this activation, we're going to put a counter, which will pull out our Nemesis. So that's not great. But a couple of things happen. We deal a damage, which will push the Collector. I actually don't know the exact order of operations of this, but we'll do this. Then the guild armor is going to ready, and then we are going to pull in. Oh, that's spiders. We're going to pull in. Oh, the guild assassins. Are we about to get hit twice? Yeah, we are. Yikes. This is brutal. Belladonna. Oh, and Collector actually has +1 from the Philosopher's Stone. We still take no damage. Belladonna is Quick Strike Toughness. After she attacks and defeats a character, place 2 threat on the main scheme. And I think actually we have to resolve this first. So put the top card of each player's deck into the collection. We got an Energy Barrier and a Clobber. That takes us to 7. Place 1 threat on the main scheme for each card in the collection. So that's going to be +7, so it takes us up to 11. When a card would be placed into the discard pile from play, put it face up in the collection and place 1 threat on the main scheme. Okay. And he comes in with 36, is what we said. So there's 36. Now we're resolving Quick Strike here. We'll block with the tough. Then we've got a Assassin's Creed. After an assassin minion attacks and defeats a character, place 2 threat here. That comes in with 4. And these get shuffled in. That was a big activation. And then she's attacking again. She's attacking again, isn't she? We'll defend. And deal damage back. Or do we just take the damage? We're just going to take the hit. We're going to go down to 2 health. And then we're going to pray. But I think we're looking at we need to kind of push a lot of damage, and that activation could be really important here. We're actually going to prevent one of that. We're going to go back up to 3 and deal a damage with the electrostatic, because that's how you play the game. Okay. Collector is confused against Jubilee. We're going to look at our cards. Gambit has got a View into the Cosmos. Put the highest cost card from your hand face up into the collection. Discard the highest cost card from your hand, which is 4. That puts him at 15. That means that if this is a Dark Designs, which we have right there, I believe we have another scheme activation in the deck. We will lose the game. Highest cost card from your hand face up into the collection. Let's do that. That's going to take us to 8 in the collection. We have to add a threat. And we've got targeted for elimination attached to your identity. You cannot switch if you're engaged with a Sentinel minion. Honestly, that is fine. Let's pass this over to Jubilee. Okay, we have to think about our damage. We have to think about the damage. Cool. Let's keep up the pressure out there. That's going to be 4. We do have to think about this, right? We have a cap of 2. It'll be fine. Okay. All right. Let's flip up to Jubilee. We can exhaust Jubilee, press the advantage, and a firecracker to hit multi-talented. We have so many physical resources. Um, so that'd be 3. But then we're not left with a huge amount of different resources to pay for Grand Finale, right? So Grand Finale is a 3-cost card, 2 damage to an enemy. For each different resource type, deal 2 additional. It will be 3. And so I think if we can get away with just using 2 resources on multi-talented, we'll be okay because that clears here. And then we have we can't do okay, if we go 2 there, we'll have a full body charge, firecracker, and an X gene, which no, we'll go X gene, Jubilee, and firecracker, which will hit all 3, and we'll be okay with that. We're floating a resource. We can use Jubilee's sunglasses on not multi-talented, but on the second one, and I think we should be good. We'll get a royal flush over here with Gambit, so I think that will be good. We have full body charge. Okay, it's kind of exciting. Okay, we're gonna use a strength and a press the advantage to play multi-talented. We're gonna deal 2 damage to an enemy. Take this down to 34. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Go 2 here. And then we did not use any healing. We will go ahead and go Jubilee's coat to remove 2 more here, taking this to 9. Then each player may search their deck and discard power for an attack event and add it to their hand. No, this goes to the victory display, so that actually doesn't go to there, which is nice. Because it's whenever a card would be placed in the discard pile, that goes to the victory display. So that's beautiful, actually. We'll take the Grand Finale. That does give us a little bit more wiggle room, which is really important. And then we're going to go ahead and grab the Royal Flush here. Okay. And now each, till the end of the phase, each attack event deals 1 additional damage. So we're going to go ahead and use X Gene, Jubilee's ability, a full body charge to play Grand Finale. So deal 2 damage to an enemy. For each different resource type you use to pay for this card, which we use 3 different resources, deal 2 damage. So that's going to be 4 instances of 3 damage or 12 damage. It's going to take us down to 22. I think we're going to be way shorter than I realized, which is a little scary. Sunglasses will deal 3 more, taking us down to 19. Okay. We do have a firecracker. Okay. It is Gambit's turn. I'm going to go ahead and get a charge counter. We'll toss these 3 to play a royal flush. We're going to interrupt. We're going to be left with 2 charge counters after we spend 3. So this is going to be um, 12 damage again. So that's going to take us down to 7. I think I did my math wrong. So I don't think we're actually going to be able to win this round. Probably should have. Oh, we're in trouble. We're in a lot of trouble. Shoot. I should have done the math. I just did not do the math. If we can survive this next round, we win. Do we leave 4 damage on the collector? Or do we throw 4 damage back on the collector to throw Belladonna into the collection? Or can we more reliably take the attack of 3? I don't think we can flip down. Because then we're looking at a scheme of 7 plus a boost, which immediately loses us the game. Oops. We can go 4 more damage there, which puts us to 3 left. And energy barrier, electrostatic armor, Gambit's guild arm, or the Gambit staff does win us the game at that point. That's kind of risky. So if we defend the attack against the collector, we have 1 damage here. We have a damage from the Gambit staff that takes him down to 2. And then we have an energy barrier block here. Jubilee is first player, so we're gonna have to defend with Gambit on this side of the table. But I think that's what we do. Okay, let's go Iron Fist for 2 damage. Gambit for 2 damage. Takes us down to 3. And are there any boost cards that put things into the collection? Because that'd be sad. I hope not. We'll discard, stand up. We have a Firecracker. I guess we'll hang on to that. Press the advantage. Deadpool, Wolverine, and a Flash of Light. Gambit has got a molecular acceleration, a flow like water, never back down. There you go. That's gonna be it. That'll save us the day. That'll save the day for us. And a charge card. Sweet. We're gonna add 3 threat, taking us up to 15. And the collector is going to attack Jubilee. We're going to initiate Gambit's staff to deal 1 damage here, take him down to 2. We are going to defend. We're going to step in and defend the attack. We use a flow like water to play and never back down. When you defend against an attack, you get +2 defense for the attack. If you take no damage, stun the attacking enemy. So we are now defending for 5 against his 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Just like that. We're going to energy barrier to go 1 there. We take no damage. Electrostatic armor will win us the game. That was really tense. I like that a lot. Holy cow. And so we were able to bypass. Collector would be stunned, so we do have a safe defend here against Belladonna as well. We could actually just take the attack from Belladonna undefended with the energy barrier to ping another damage if we had to, but woo, that was Collector's better in multiplayer. Still, I think like if he doesn't collect his own things, I think it's a lot better. Cool. Well, thank you so very much. Hope you all enjoyed the game, and we'll see you next time.